What is going on, guys? It is Liam, and today we are going to be looking at Berserk and Kentaro Miura's artwork, and we're going to be taking that artwork and using it as reference to improve our own artwork. You know, I'm on this masterful artist improvement journey, and we are taking my comic to the next level, and we are improving every single day. So today we're looking at Berserk, and we're going to be taking our art to the absolute next level. Let's go, boys. Alright, so first, I just want to come in here and show y'all the page that I completed after using all these references. So I used a lot of references. I used maybe 4 references, 4 main references that I really liked. And it really took my page to the next level. So I'm going to show y'all a comic page from my first issue, my first attempt at making a comic. And I'm going to show y'all the difference of like how much I've improved so far. So this is about 4 or 5 months ago. This is page 2 in my comic, and as you can see, the shading is super basic. It is a little stylistic, but it's super basic. The line work is not that good. The character proportions, I mean, look at this face. It's not looking good, right? So, but that's besides the point. This is all going to get basically mostly redone. I do like this landscaping here. I'm not against none of that. I do like the mountains as well. But yeah, so the shading is super basic, and the shading doesn't even really show, you know, what our characters mainly look like in reality. You know, with the shape and overall, I don't know how to say it, but like the perspective and stuff like that. This eye needs to be redone and everything like that. It ain't bad, but it just, the whole thing could require a lot more detail. So basically what I'm gonna do, yeah, so I mean, this looks a lot better obviously, and this is exactly how I did it. So I took my Berserk book. This is the first deluxe edition, and I'm literally not done reading it yet. I still got a lot to go because I'm lazy with reading. But I flipped through, I looked at some of my most favorite artworks, or artworks that I didn't really know about, stuff like that. Basically what I did is I took pictures of them, uploaded them into Photoshop where I'm working on my comic, and then I used them as references for my own artworks, and it really made the difference. It took my art to the next level. So let's break down my references. So this is the first reference I want to show y'all. It's just this basic eye. I like the way Kentaro Miura shaded the skin around this, and I didn't emulate this like perfectly. I didn't obviously do the exact type of shading on this one, but I wanted my cross-hatching lines around this eye to be very similar to that eye there, and it was cool. I learned a little bit about how the skin moves around the eye when the eyebrow is more in an angry expression. And what I'm actually going to do is get rid of that sound effect. Yep, so right there, the skin movement right there is what I'm talking about. Put my sound effects back on. So yeah, that was a cool one. I also used a little bit of iris reference to kind of emulate how the light hits the iris. So that was a cool one. That was a chill one. I do think my eye looked a lot better. Also adding eyelashes. I always thought like, oh, if I'm drawing a guy's eye, I'm not going to do any eyelashes. But no, like, I was like, dude, that's stupid. That's way more realistic to just throw in some eyelashes, because humans have eyelashes. Like, don't be retarded, right? So I added a couple eyelashes right there, and I think it looks a lot better. So I'll probably be doing that for this one as well. Okay, now next reference. Okay, so this is the next reference I found. I think I'm going to be talking about this panel specifically. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Yeah, so this one. This one right here. So I've always wondered how manga artists do this. It seems like a huge surface covered in dots is their shading, and I'm like, how does that even work? Because like, all it is dots, but it makes it look gray. It makes it look darker. And so I really wanted to try and emulate this. And the thing that Kentaro Miura does specifically is he takes his cross hatching and he sections off parts of the face that have different shades. So obviously, as you can see here, Guts has this part of his face here. I'll show y'all with this red. Yep. So this side of his face is the darkest part of his face, besides this black shading, right? And then this part is lighter, and then you can see like maybe right up in here there's highlights and stuff like that, but it's sectioned basically in half. And then since the cheekbone protrudes right there, it's also highlighted, but he sections it off, and then he puts his cross hatching in between the sections, and then he does his different shades of dots. And so what I did to kind of emulate that is I just changed my opacity on the dots for my different shade sections. So when we look at my character Altrin right here, his face, I sectioned it off basically into 3 sections. His mid section, his highlight section, yep, that's the mid section, and then the dark section. The dark section is obviously the most shadowed part of the face. Mid section is like in between, and the highlighted version, or the highlighted section doesn't even have dots. It's just bright. So I did exactly that, and what I did is in between my sections, I did the cross hatching just like that, and then in between the cross hatching, within my sections, you have the dots. And actually, I use this brush called Kyle Screen Tones 35. It's on the basic Photoshop brush set, so you can actually do, if you're making a manga or comic in Photoshop, you can actually do this today. You can use a brush. You don't have to download no brushes. My whole journey, I've done this all with the basic Photoshop brushes. I've never downloaded a brush. Maybe I should though, but yeah. So that honestly helped a lot with this drawing, because I feel like this would look so much worse without it. And I mean, this is what it looks like without it. Here, let me show you. It doesn't look bad, but I think it looks way better with the dots, and that's something that's something that I'm gonna keep going with moving forward. I'm always gonna use the dot shading for all my panels after this, because I'm like, it's so manga like and it looks so good, and I know why artists do it. And I also did that right here on this orc. I use the dots to shade him, as well as the like complete blackout cross hatching. That's something I noticed Kentaro Miura does as well. If we look, let's see what reference we can use for that. I think this one. Yeah, so on this one, the character is gray, and orcs have green skin color, which when changed to black and white, that's more of a gray color. And so, you know, this character in Berserk right here has gray armor, and then it has like pure black cross hatching, and then a couple highlights. So that's what I did on this orc. I did the really dark cross hatching, and then I also did the white highlights. And it's kind of messy, but when it's zoomed out, I think in the final print it'll look nice and clean. So that's that for the dots. Honestly, if you're making a manga or a comic, I would use the dots. Kyle Screen Tones 35 or whatever you want to do, I would use the dots. Very important. I think it looks great. I think it really brings out the manga in your manga. It really brings out the comic in your comic. You know what I'm saying? That's what these artists use. You know, it's like a professional skill that they use. Professional technique, I should say. So that's something I love there. Now let's move on to the next reference. You know, we going fast today, boys. We trying to give y'all the knowledge. But I mean, obviously I'm no expert. I'm not teaching nobody. I'm just saying what worked for me. So actually, yeah, I was on let's go to this reference here. Boom. So in this reference, I love this picture because it perfectly shows the movement that Guts is doing to block these attacks. Like, he's moving all over the place, and it's just perfectly right there. I don't know how Kentaro Miura did this traditionally. That is mind-boggling to me, and honestly, like, that just shows me that I'll never be at his skill level, because that is incredible. Because I would definitely need digital tools to do this, like opacity changers. So right here, it's showing the motion of all his different movements to block all these attacks. Obviously, he doesn't have like 8 arms, but it's just showing that he's moving all around, right? And so what I wanted to do is, when this orc shoots this arrow and this arrow comes in, I wanted to do the same thing. So what I did is I basically just copied my line work of the arrow and lowered the opacity and put it side by side, added some motion marks just like in Kentaro Miura's drawing right here. And then it looks like a arrow hit the ground and went dong, you know what I'm saying, like it shook back and forth. So I think that looks really good. And yeah, that really made, because at first the picture was just a single arrow in the ground, and I was like, if it just hit the ground, why would it be just completely still? And so I think by adding that motion to it, it made it a lot better. And then so lastly, I also want to talk about just some basic cross hatching. So Kentaro Miura uses this like diamond cross hatching, and a lot of other manga artists do this as well, and I can see why, because honestly it looks like the best form of cross hatching in my opinion. So I'm trying to work on that. I do think I'm a little shaky with it. I think I could be a little bit more planned and precise with where I'm putting my diamonds and stuff like that. Yeah, but it basically just revolves around some basic cross hatching, and then the second layer of cross hatching is just slightly more at an angle, and it looks a lot better than like square cross hatching when you're just going like boom, 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 just like boom, 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 boom. You know, this, it just looks so much better than the square. So yeah, that was awesome. And actually, dang, now that I realize it, I didn't even shade in this sword, dude. This sword is completely incomplete on this page. Okay, I'm gonna have to work with that. But yeah, dude, I also used the dot shading on this face right here. I highlighted the cheekbone to make, because obviously the cheekbone protrudes from the face, so I highlighted that, and I just, you know, I did my basic sectioning off. Oops. I don't know what I did there. I basically just sectioned off the face. I got boom, my mid, my dark, and my light. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. Do the cross hatching in the middle. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie, this face does look a little bit awkward right here. Because I'm still trying to figure out like what faces, kind of like what the volumes and depths of the face are from all sorts of different angles. So that's something I have to study for my anatomy and stuff like that. But overall, man, I think it took my page to the next level. Honestly, the fact that I've gone from this to this in a matter of like 4 months is really good. And it's required a lot of drawing. I mean, I've been drawing like 2 to 3 hours every single day. Some days like 6 to 8 hours. I think my max has been 8 hours so far. We are gonna break it though next week, and we're dropping a 24-hour challenge video. So that's what we'll be doing. But yeah, the fact that I've gone from this to this in 4 months is, I'm super hyped. I can't wait to see where I'll be at in like a year. And honestly, my biggest takeaway from this is read manga, dude. Get yourself some manga and read it. Like, honestly, reading this has been so cool. And it's just like every single drawing is like something to practice. Like, there's something, every single drawing in this, there is something you can learn from it. And that's, I'll die on that hill, because honestly, like, this is really professional grade artwork. And it's definitely something that I'm trying to get to one day. So yeah. Alright, y'all, let me know what y'all want to see next in the comments, and peace out. That's it for the video.